afternoon. I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. More and more aspirants for national posts filed their COCs today. To give us the latest, we have Mann Baños joining us live from Pasay City. Man, who filed their COCs today? Anyone interesting?
Hi, Sean. Good afternoon. Medical professionals and an independent candidate filed their candidacies for national posts today. One even became emotional on stage as he presented his platform of government. Dr. Mengita Padilla, who has been in the medical field for 34 years, is eyeing a seat in Senate under the Partido Reforma. She is also the president of the Eye Bank of the Philippines. Dr. Padilla said that the pandemic inspired her to run after seeing the poor service Filipinos receive, coupled with issues on corruption. She says her experience in the medical field is an advantage this pandemic. Dr. Leo Olarte of Big Kiss Pinoy is also running for Senate. He was also president of Philippine Medical Association at one point. Just like Dr. Padilla, he said that doctors are needed in the Senate to come up with crucial legislations on pandemic response. Meanwhile, Nelson Ancajas, an independent candidate for Senate, became emotional when he delivered his speech on stage. If given a chance to become senator, he said, Sean, that the public can expect 24/7 assistance from his office. He became more emotional after sharing the death of his kid, who suffered from congenital adrenal hyperplasia in 2008. He says he resorted to begging for help in public transportation after the government failed to provide assistance. Meanwhile, Jimmy Torres filed the COC for president under Kilosang Bagong Lipunan. Recall that the party initially nominated Bongbong Marcos as president. However, Marcos filed his candidacy as president under Partido Federal ng Pilipinas. Sean, more aspirants are expected to file their COCs this afternoon. Actually, as we see, right at my back is Senator Joel Villanueva, who is now filing a COC and seeking for re-election in the Senate. Villanueva is under his own party CBAC, but is also an adopted candidate of the Lacson-Soto tandem. Sean?
All right, thank you so much for that update and stay safe there. Mann Baños reporting to us live from Pasay. One political analyst says that most presidential candidates are likely to use a, quote, unity narrative in order to appeal to a broader group of voters. Professor Antonio Contreras told the chiefs that while having a neutral stand on issues is unsustainable, voters are more likely to support a candidate that can unify the population. Contreras also noted that personalities like Bongbong Marcos and Leni Robredo tend to have voters that are highly polarized. However, Contreras said having a unifying opposition candidate is impossible given the current multi-party system approach.
Hinahanap kasi ng tao ngayon, nakita lumabas sa survey, is someone who can unify. Pagod na ang tao sa mga nasa yung polarization. Kung pwede mag-unify, yung pinakakaunti ang may ayaw. No. Di ba? So yun yung doon mag-gravitate lahat.
And activists are opposing the presidential bid of former Senator Bongbong Marcos. The Kabataan Party List and other progressive groups held a protest outside the Commission on Human Rights earlier today. They said another Marcos administration will only lead to repeated abuses similar to that under martial law. The protest was staged simultaneously with Bongbong's filing of his candidacy or COC for president. We'll have more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Education Department released the implementing guidelines for the pilot run of limited face-to-face classes. Class sizes will only be limited to a maximum of 12 for kindergarten, 16 students for grades 1 to 3, and 20 for senior high school. There will be alternating weeks between face-to-face and distance learning. Students are also only allowed to stay a maximum of 4.5 hours in school, except for kindergarten classes, which are only allowed a maximum of 3 hours. Only subjects that will require laboratories for senior high school will be allowed to conduct limited physical classes. This pilot run will begin on November 15 and is scheduled to end by January 31 next year. Worldwide crash of Facebook led to more scrutiny over the social networking platform. U.S. lawmakers are now calling for a probe into the tech giant's operations. Let's find out the details in this report by Bloomberg.
The stoppage had immediate implications, sending people scrambling to search for alternative services. Millions of people flocked to alternative messaging apps, Signal and Telegram. It also comes amid a particularly difficult stretch for the company, as a former employee turned whistleblower is set to testify before a Senate subcommittee on Tuesday. The stoppage also could bolster claims that Facebook needs stricter regulatory oversight, given the company's size and importance. Facebook's apps sometimes have glitches, but they rarely last for more than a few minutes. Monday's outage was one of the longest and most widespread failures in recent memory. The fact that such a stoppage happened means that people are now cognizant that that kind of event could reoccur.
Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Energy Department is attributing the uptick in oil prices to economic reopening across the world. The DOE insists it has no control over fuel prices, which are dependent on the world spot market. Consumers saw an increase of up to 2 pesos in fuel prices since Tuesday. Tropical Depression Lani is now outside the Philippine area of responsibility, according to Pagasa. However, the State Weather Bureau says a new low-pressure area is set to enter the country today. Pagasa says this is likely to develop into a tropical depression, and when that happens, it will be named Maring. A Russian crew of 2 cosmonauts, a movie director and an actress, blasted off to shoot the first movie in space. The Russian mission is targeting to be the first to conduct the film in space before a Hollywood project that was announced by Tom Cruise, NASA, and SpaceX earlier this year. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.